Made Women, Representation or Reality. The title, this word first of all I deduct from the article titled Difference, a special third world women issue by Trin T. Nidha. And I'll start my paper with a statement that gender is a social construction and sex is natural. The social constructions are made through representations that are via language. Language is through which the world communicates and imply meaning. It includes oral, writing, visual imagery, bodily gestures, music, architectural designs, video, film, etc. Representation as a popular term is used in many domains, mainly deals with linguistic discussions. It is of how meanings are made through the production and organization of signs. It is to be looked at that when do representations dominated the use of language. Quoting Jenber in his book Understanding Representation, it is only in the past few hundred years, the modern era, the period from about 17th century on, that representation, strictly speaking, has dominated approaches to the use of language and the construction of meaning. Now I'll quote Christopher Prendergast in his book The Triangle of Representation as a concept supplying a regulatory matrix of thought. Representation, notwithstanding its ancient lineage, is an essentially modern invention. One of the master concepts of modernity underpinning the emergence of what Heidegger called the age of world picture, based on the epistemological subject or object split of the scientific outlook. The knowing subject who observes enframes is Heidegger's term, the world out there in order to make it over into an object of representation. So according to these quotes, the dominant representation is a modernist conception. But it is to be clearly stated with examples that it emerged as part of the development of social culture. In India, the rigidity and submissive, I'll call bhakti or dharma, nature constructed out of religious belief is having a domination in representation of how the one or family or society should be. This makes a pseudo-culture. How the metaphors in the grand epic narrative of India represented. How these texts deal females and feminine. What are the ethics of portraying females as divine like Devi and Daman, Rakshasi? Female, for example, Sita, a character of Ramayana, is an object or item that is abducted by the villain Ravana and achieved by the hero Rama while fighting off two men enemies. And again, female, that Sita becomes an objective subject of the examination in the text. She is the tender-hearted mother also. And these epics are the role models for a cultural formation since religious revolution. Such epic, Puranic and mythic narrative representations are still continuing in the Indian contemporary with different arguments and meta-narrations or verbalizations. Considering three images of different times here, we can analyze the language through which the subject is represented. The language of a tribal art, Madhubani painting, representation of Ravana's abduction of Sita is not sexual oriented but extremely textual. But in case of a medieval Hindu temple carving is more elaborately projecting the power or dominance of a male gender and the helplessness of a female. While considering the representation of Sita in a popular media, for example in a Bhakti serial of recent productions, for example of Sagar Pictures and DD has dubbing in Malayalam, is as a sexually attractive body. So the changing language in the representation is to be noted. Here, another issue is that what should be the ethics to be followed by a popular media apart from being only market or consume orientation. In the opposite, hidden dreadful beauty concepts such as Yakshi or Kali in the Indian myth have a big role in the feminist perception. The ideal and demonic concept of a woman emerge from such representations. These two extreme double principles in one structure are both attractive or erotic and demonic or fearful to men. Male-female fear, which is extreme opposite to the ideal beauty, that of bizarre double, has been discussed by Vijay Kumar Menon in his article Nagna Sharirathinte Reddy Parada. This bizarre double model, which exists from the earlier in India, is a powerful feminist representation. Ananda Kumaraswamy recognized that the formation of ideal women and men are emerged from the Yakshi or Yaksha myth concept in his study of Gandhara art. Here, it is also to be interestingly noted that the emergence of bizarre double femme fatale is also from the Yakshi myth. This can be explained with the representation of an orally transferred myth in Kerala. I will say the story. Kuttan Nambudiri and Raman Nambudiri started their journey to Thrissur from Malabar to see Thrissur Puram. While on the way, they reached Vilangankunnu, it's a hilly area, at 12 o'clock in the night. They were tired, so thought to fresh themselves as they have seen a lake nearby. After taking bath, they were searching a place to rest. Suddenly, they saw a lady standing there. That hilly area was seclusive with palm trees. It was a Karimpanakadu. Nambudiri became happy as they saw a beautiful lady there. They talked with that lady and she offered them shelter at her house. She told that she is on the way to her home while coming back from the work. And she said that it's thankful that she saw them as she is safe with them from the thieves. The two Nambudiris followed the lady. They reached in an elusive house and she treated them well and gave bed to sleep. Kuttan Nambudiri at that time attracted by her beauty and wanted to sleep with her. He was chewing betel nut, so that time she told him to leave lime and penknife there and come with her. Kuttan Nambudiri happily followed her and she took him to the top of a palm tree. She ate his flesh and drank his blood. Raman Nambudiri did not replace his knife from the pocket, so his life is saved. Yakshi standing under palm tree is a popular representation in Indian art. We can find it in Sanchi, Bharut, Madura and Kerala murals, etc. The feminism in India therefore emerged in the earlier time through Buddhist and Jain imageries or representations. In Kerala, this mythical story represents strong hostility of Keralite women to a Brahmin who exploits women sexually as part of a socially constructed system. The myth explores the deconstruction of a dominant socio-cultural constructed system. The relevant study of modernity as masculinity by feminist perception is to be reread now. It is to be assumed that dominant representations are masculine and it objectifies the feminine in a wider sense. But it is a cultural constructed structure. In such representational analysis recognizes that women are oppressed not only economically and politically, but also in the very forms of reasoning, signifying and symbolical exchange of our culture. But which women is the question to be raised? As the emergence of the global construction of modernism is from Queen Victoria, or makeover exploiting the male for the military and females for sexuality as consumer slaves. And that structure still continues. But later, there are a tendency of re-exploitation by the females for the luxury or position can be seen. In case of modernism in India, after the colonial rule, one more class, that is middle class, apart from upper and lower, emerged with the new role of the manager, Kajasthal. It made the representations of modern highly complex, and females represented or constructed in this complex structure is thus a play object. It can be explained in Kerala's cultural scenario as the Brahmin lady, called Andarjanam, should not show herself in the outside of her home. There, she was oppressed with her citizenship of the society, knowledge and pleasure. Now, in case of the matriarchal sect Nair ladies was that they are sexually exploited by the Brahmins and them re-exploit the power or dominance on Nair males and lower class men and women. And this structure of high and low is continuous. When this represented structural and cultural implication create the type of a base structure as family, the male exploits female and sometimes vice versa. A recent survey for a PhD thesis in the area of humanism in Kerala points that 80% male and females are not satisfied in their family lives. Now, looking at the designs of technology or machinery, the studies say that it is a modern construct of language, that it is weighted against women. The stereotyping ignores the women from understanding and usage of machine technologies because of the gender type representation. Technological equipment tend to be gender type, which create gender stereotypes, such as some tools being regarded as more suitable for men. Example, so trucks, wrenches, gun, etc. And other more suitable for women. For example, vacuum cleaners, typewriters, irons, mixer, etc. Such stereotyping is more visible in the popular image culture. Some popular advertisements are here. This advertisement stereotypes women as an object of sexuality. Paris Hilton, who is this model, in this ad catches the viewer's attention with her sex appeal. The ad suggests size matters, which is sexually appealing. This ad targets both sexes, as a woman who sees this ad may think that she can eat Burger King and still be attractive or beautiful. For men, however, draws them to the size does matter. This advertisement represents that the Kenwood chef will do everything needed to prepare a dish, but when it comes to cooking, that is the wife's duty. Ultimately, women's place to stay at home, cook and clean, while the male figure is out working and making a living. Now, this advertisement, gender representation gets worse in advertisements. They encourage people to believe that their products actually attract a lot of women. Here it says that lost the flake, get the girls. No doubt such a representation will make to leave society non-ethical. Women as weaker sex, that they will give themselves up easily to a man that smells good or has no flakes. It has also represented two women caressing one man because as he used Axe body spray. The man represented here as having interested in more means they will get more attention from girls. Here on second time that what should be the ethics or why there is lack of ethics in the representation of a popular media apart from being only market or consume orientation. Another area that I think to be included in this paper is art education as a representation which is the base to construct stereotype representation. So that some thoughts to be spread are why freedom of expression and life is to be signified forms as pseudo-culture or reality. Why feminist art studies are always feminine as masquerade. Is language challenged feminist art move? Why or is it so the representation of feminism shrink to the self or individual sexuality? Why still sexism is explored in the popular image culture and government bodies? Why a nude or sexual chauvinist film will be the or stereotype is to be shown in every art film festival? Why in schools there are discriminations for the position of girls and boys? So that it is to be rethink that what would be the standpoint of a feminist and where and how it is represented. I am concluding my paper with an example of some recent posters made as part of the applied art study by some students of Srishti School of Art, Design and Technology, Bangalore, which posted in Facebook, social network and globally reached and discussed. This is that poster. Here, the students were assigned to make posters regarding common notions of a girl or woman, how to be evaluated in a society. Then, without any doubt, the list came out. Now, these are discussed widely as the symbolic or stereotypes of good or ideal women which impressed by the Indian government and society. The notions in the posters represented are, you can see, making round rotis, quality of food they eat, size of their breast, driving bike or bullet, visiting Goa, seeing pornography, smoking and drinking, etc. While doing this, a girl becomes bad. Like this, 12 bad quality measures are represented. Here, they claim these are the identical representations of the social strata of a woman. Why such a language implies a woman is always to be examined or measured with her good or badness? So, I am concluding. Thank you.